Hello guys, and welcome to Monaco for yet another edition in this F1 2015 mod, Season 3 career of mine. And we are just about getting ready for the practice session here. As always, we're going to be skipping that. We're going to be jumping right into Q1 here. And just to sum up the season so far, it has been a bit of a disappointment. I wouldn't say that I'm disappointed that I'm having trouble hanging with the Mercedes cars, but I really wasn't expecting Sebastian Vettel to be as quick as he is. He is, at this point, leaps and bounds ahead of us in the same car, supposedly. So it'll be interesting to see just what we are going to be able to pull out of this Monaco track here. We usually do very well here at Monaco, even though we just graze a barrier there and just knock off the end plate of the front wing there. It should be good enough to stay out on just to get this lap in. And hopefully it'll still be enough to let us cruise on into Q2 here. Let's see what we can pull out of this one. 1:17.866, not terribly brilliant, so we are staying out for an additional lap here, hoping to improve on that time. 1:17.158, that is an improvement, and it is enough to get us into Q2. Pretty much by miles here, but then again, I wasn't really expecting the top guys to turn up their engines for this particular session either. No one of particular note is not getting into Q2 here, perhaps barring Sergio Perez there. I'm not really sure what happened to him, but we are going to be jumping straight into Q2. This is going to be our first lap here. 1:16.129, and that is enough to get us into the shootout by a long shot here, almost a second and a half faster than Lewis Hamilton, but I'm kind of expecting he'll be turning up his engine here for the shootout and probably will be setting a much quicker time than that. Also, Vettel should be a lot faster than this. One thing that puzzles me here, if you look at the bottom, look at Nico Rosberg and Nico Hülkenberg. Neither managed to register a time here in Q2, so they are going to be starting way back on the grid for tomorrow's race. And we are jumping right to lap 1 here in Q3. This is 1:16.516. Still not as quick as our Q2 lap here, so we are going to be staying out for an additional lap, as we know we have a faster lap than this in us. Also, Hamilton going on provisional pole here, 1:15.800. And that is a lot faster than his Q2 time, just as we expected. But as we go purple here by quite a margin coming into the latter part of the lap here, coming through the final turn here out on the finishing straight, this has felt like a very fast lap so far. 1:15.412, and that has put us on provisional pole so far. And as we get a warning for cutting the corner there, that is the end of our qualifying session. And just as I'm looking at this, Sebastian Vettel comes through and beats us by basically 0.3 of a second here to take pole. But that's a little annoying, I have to say. But then again, this is probably, I guess this is actually the highest that I've qualified so far this season. So far Monaco is looking to be a great race, and I'm really looking forward to this as we go through the pit strategy here. We are going to be going for a one-stop race here, and we're going to be starting on the option tire here because, as you can see on the monitor there in the background, we have a 37% chance of rain, so I guess it doesn't really matter what kind of strategy we set up. We are going to be coming in most likely to change for at least intermediate tires at some point, so we're just going to be winging the pit strategy here. So here we are, second on the grid, right behind our teammate Sebastian Vettel here, getting ready for the 5 lights to go out, and we are out of the gate here. Seemingly a little faster than Vettel here. We get a very good start. Can we squeeze down the outside here? No, we're going to have to dive back down the inside. Vettel goes very deep into the corner. We almost get a warning for cutting the corner there, but we are leading the race here after the first turn. And by the looks of things so far, we have Vettel in second position. It appears to be Lewis Hamilton running in third. We have a Williams car down in fourth position. Remember, Nico Rosberg started very far back on the grid, so he is nowhere to be seen at this point. Also, we have the 2 Toro Rossos running 5 and 6, I believe. But this is going to be a test of the materials here. How are we going to be stacking up against Vettel's supposedly equal car here on the Monaco track? We usually do very well here, just as we get another warning here. We're going to have to take care not to cut too many corners, otherwise we're going to be getting a penalty. But how are we going to be stacking up against Vettel's car on this particular track? I am very eager to see. So status after lap 1 is we are leading the race at this point. Vettel is in second position, about 2.5 seconds down. Hamilton immediately behind him. Jumping ahead to lap 4 here, the situation remains the same. Vettel about 2 seconds down. Hamilton is in third position. We have a fourth car there in the mix, and I'm not sure who that is at this point, but it appears that the first 4 cars here have opened up quite a gap to the 5th and 6th positions, who are running a couple of seconds down. Also, we are down to 18 running cars out of 20, meaning we have already lost 2 cars. Jumping ahead to lap 6 here, status quo remains. We have Vettel in second position, Hamilton about a second behind him. We have lost yet another car, but the situation remains the same here. We are leading the race. Vettel is in second position, Hamilton third. Bottas appears to be in fourth, a couple of seconds back. I have to say that so far I'm kind of happy with the pace of the car on this track. It would be nice to open up a bit of a larger gap on Sebastian Vettel there, but it's not like we are completely killing the car here just to maintain the gap as it is. Jumping ahead to lap 10 here, we appear to be getting into our groove, setting another fastest lap, but we are not getting rid of Sebastian Vettel all the same. Also, there is debris all over the corner there, and we are now down to 16 running cars, meaning people are dropping like flies left and right at this point. Jumping ahead to lap 14, it appears that both Vettel and Hamilton have cranked up their engines a little bit, leaving Bottas in their wake. Also, Vettel with the fastest lap of the race so far. It definitely appears that both cars are gearing up for something and are trying to put us under pressure. Skipping right ahead to lap 18, the situation remains the same. We go purple, but we still have Vettel and Hamilton all over us from behind here. And it appears that, I'm not sure whether or not tire wear is starting to become a factor here. It really shouldn't be at this point in the race, but definitely seems like both Vettel and Hamilton have been cranking up their engines there. Jumping to lap 19 here as we come into the Neuville chicane. There's a Toro Rosso parked in the middle of the track. Debris is everywhere. We have a yellow flag situation, and back to a green flag here. I'm not really sure what was going on there with the Toro Rosso. Just seemed to be stuck in the barrier there for some reason, and debris was everywhere. It looked like we had a loose wheel on the track, as well as we get a safety car deployment here late on the lap, and I'm not sure whether or not this was a different incident or whether or not it's the Toro Rosso car that's still blocking the track somehow. But we are now down to 13 running cars at this point from 16, so things are definitely heating up, and it even appears that the safety car there is having an issue as well. That's not a safety car, that's a ghostly car. What's up with that? Jumping right ahead here just a little bit, we are sort of contemplating going in to change for another set of option tires here while we have the safety car out anyway. And if the rain is a little late, that might mean that all the AI cars are going to be coming in at about 15 laps or so to make their first and only pit stop. And what's going on there? Why are they fitting me with the prime tire? I thought I set it up for the option. Oh, man. Oh my, that means we are going to be racing against guys on option tires on the prime tire here. That really sucks. I wanted to put on a different second set of options there because of the rain is going to come down later in the race anyway. That is going to completely negate the need for the change to primes. So, oh well, at least they're fresh, I guess. Anyway, getting ready to restart the race here. We are way down in P8, and we are going to have to work our way up through some back markers here. And I'm really starting to regret this pit stop, I have to say. Oh, man, this is going to be interesting. Anyway, race underway again here. Our first job here is to catch and pass Grosjean, and then we're just going to have to take it from there. Coming through the casino section here, I don't think we're going to be close enough to have a look down the inside here. Coming into the right-hander, no, he closes the door on us there, but coming into the hairpin, we're just going to go all balls to the wall here and go down the inside of Grosjean, and we are into P7 here, trying to catch Ericsson, I believe it is, and ahead of us there in P6. And coming up on the swimming pool section, we have a bit of a mishap there. Ericsson crashes into the back of Hulkenberg, loses his front wing. We almost get caught up in that crash, but managed to evade and not suffer any damage there. Pretty lucky for us. Now we have Hulkenberg and Maldonado tangling, and Maldonado holds back Hulkenberg so much that we can easily just pass him there on the straight as Vettel puts in another fastest lap. Lots of stuff going on here. Another yellow flag situation here. No restriction, restriction, no overtaking, and another green flag there. So lots of stuff going on at this point. Safety car deployed yet again, but we had a green flag just before that. I'm not really sure what's going on here, to be honest. Anyway, lap 26 here. We are back into P3 now. 11 cars remaining in the race. We're not even halfway through. Obviously, this safety car period, again, is good news for us. It allows us to catch up to Kvyat and Vettel, who is still leading the race here. So the ghostly car is going to come in this particular lap. And lots of stuff going on so far here at Monaco. Getting the race underway again here. We are going to be trying to stay with both Kvyat and Vettel. Actually, it's going to be a question of us passing Kvyat as fast as possible, because otherwise, I got a feeling Sebastian Vettel is going to run away with this one, as he has a tendency of doing. Coming through the casino section here, we don't want to drop too far behind here, as we're going to try and have a look down the inside here, coming down into the right-hander. We're going to be too far back, but we are going to be putting the same move on Kvyat as we did on Grosjean. He puts up a little bit more of a fight there. We have a little bit of contact, but we are into P2 here off the Monaco Grand Prix on lap 27. But look at Vettel there. You do not want to give him too much of a head start, otherwise he's just going to be gone. Jumping ahead to lap 28 here, we go from 11 running cars down to 9, and wouldn't you know it, we have another safety car period. And again, that is going to be good news for us. Vettel was opening up a bit of a gap. He had a 3-second lead over us. This allows us to catch up to him, and hopefully this means we can put him under pressure early once the race restarts. Lap 30, race about to get underway yet again. This has been the third safety car period in this race, and we are not even halfway through so far, losing over half the cars. Wow, this is just turning into a massacre. Jumping to lap 32 here, we are struggling a bit keeping up with Vettel on our prime tires here. Remember, he's still on the option tire, but he is going to come in for his first stop of the race here on this particular lap, allowing us to take over first position yet again. And that is good news for us, because it means if the rain starts coming down at some point in the race, he is going to have to come in and put on some at least some intermediate tires, just the way we are. So that's kind of puts us on the same page when it comes to pit stops. Debris again all over the track there, right in the middle of things. We're lucky not to get a puncture there. Nobody's retired from the race after that particular incident, so at least that's good news. Also, Perez is now running in second position. He's not been in the pit yet. I'm not really sure why, but he's about 16 seconds down on us, and Vettel is immediately behind him. Jumping to lap 46, the rain is starting to come down ever so slightly here, and this pretty much coincides nicely with the kind of wear and tear we have on our prime tires at this point here. So if it had to start raining, this is probably the best time it could happen. And on lap 47, we get the message from the pit crew that Sebastian Vettel has suffered a puncture and is trying to nurse the car back to the pits there. And that is definitely going to hurt his chances of scoring high in this particular race. Lap 47 still, as you can see, the rain is coming down pretty heavily at this point here, so the time has come to make the switch to intermediates, and I'm just hoping that the guys in the pits are going to put on the right tires this time. And they are. And also, if you look at the number of cars running at this point, we have gone from 7 to 6, and it appears that Vettel is out of the race. Rejoining the track here, still in first position, Perez is in second. I would assume that he was into pit as well. And jumping ahead to lap 51 here, the conditions have gone from bad to worse, and the time has come to make the switch to full wets as we are all over the track at this point here. And I'm really starting to fear how this might turn out, because how are we going to be doing on the full wets there? Is Perez going to be able to catch us? Are we going to be all over the track? Or are we even going to be able to race? We'll have to wait and see about that. And at this point, we are now 5 cars remaining in the race at lap 51. This has just turned into an absolute massacre. Jumping ahead to lap 59 here, it appears that at some point Perez must have suffered some sort of damage, forcing him to make an extra pit stop, because he's about 37 seconds down on us right now, and Grosjean is running in second place, about 33 seconds down, and that is good news for us. It allows us to take it very easy here on the track. The way it is right now, it's completely unpredictable, and the fact that we don't have any pressure immediately from behind us is a huge help. Skipping right ahead to lap 65, it appears that the rain is starting to stop here, but still lots of standing water on the track, so we are going to be staying on the wets here for quite a few laps yet, I believe. Jumping ahead to lap 73 here, the track conditions have improved so much that we can make the switch back to intermediates, and we are probably going to be finishing out the race on this set of tires here, regardless what happens. And I don't know if you noticed the left side of my car there when I had the new tires fitted there. It was all scratched to hell. And there's been a lot of scratch and barriers in this race. I have to say I've been very, very lucky only to suffer a couple of broken front wings and nothing major. No losing wheels, no punctures, or nothing like that. So keeping my fingers crossed here, that's going to remain until the end here as we are on the final lap. As you can see, the track has all but dried up. We do not have the best grip here on the inters, but really doesn't make any sense at all changing them now. We have Grosjean about 37 seconds behind us. Perez is still in third, and I'm not really sure who's in fourth at this moment, but we only have 5 cars remaining in the race as this has just turned into an absolute war of attrition, a test of endurance, if you like. This has really been a race where we separated the men from the boys. Maldonado, no wait, who was that? Maldonado, Grosjean, I'm not really sure, but somebody was going into the pits on the final lap there, but obviously it's not the final lap for them, so I'm not really sure how that's going to play out in the standings. But we take the win here. First win of the season at Monaco under very difficult circumstances. Really happy with this one.
Awesome, truly awesome. What a win.
So we managed to take the 25 points here at Monte Carlo. Grosjean is in second, Perez is third. Ricciardo, who I'm not sure if you remember, but I believe it was after the first restart of the race here, we actually lapped a Red Bull, and that was Ricciardo, obviously, as Kvyat was in second or third at that point. But that really goes to show he had a bad start, but ends up finishing fourth in the race. Very impressive indeed. And we actually managed to close the gap a little bit on Vettel here in the championship race. He is now only 24 points ahead of us, and he didn't have the best of luck here today at Monaco. Pretty much what we were talking about there after the Spanish Grand Prix, really. At some point, you run into some bad luck during the season here. That's what happened to Hamilton last year. Who knows? Might just happen to Vettel too. Constructors' Championship, still a bit of a surprise there. Ferrari leading that one, obviously mostly due to Vettel. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this, please don't forget to leave a like or subscribe to this channel for more F1 2014 action, and I'll be seeing you soon enough. Bye-bye.